Good morning, John Paolo Borello. Good morning, mate. Where are you from? Paolo Ruello. Welcome to my stream on a Sunday morning. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at stuff. Okay, what's this? I think oop, lots of stuff there. Oop, lots of stuff there. Let's slow it down. PH. Is that Philippines? I'm gonna have to Google that. What country is PH? Philippines. Welcome. Wow. The Philippines must be late in the Philippines right now. What time is it in the Philippines? Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning into my daily updates. I mean, I'm just basically describing what I see, and dare I say it, this is all entertainment value, not financial advice. People have their own trading styles. I have my trading style, and so I'll post my trades, but there's many ways to slice a carrot. There's many ways to slice vegetables. So I'm presenting one method, and at the end of the day, everyone has their own risk appetite. And in the bull market, I think people's risk appetites are much more so, you know, I'm not saying this is the right way, I'm just saying this is what I see. So looking at where were those levels that I marked yesterday? I really should do a new Bitcoin analysis and just delete all my data. That would be correct. But I just don't have that much time to do that right now. So I need to really just delete all of this and redo it. But there is something that I'm looking for. What is there? But it's not there. Other levels. Oh, that's it. Right. So I was going over the candle ranges yesterday. So you see how I mark these off based on the daily time frame. And we were kind of on top of the red candle 50%, and now you see how it's interesting, huh? But you see how the price has come. This is a 30-minute time frame. You see how the price has finally come underneath, and you see how it's found resistance there. Just the 50% of that daily red candle that I marked in my yesterday's stream. See, daily red candle body, this candle here, 50%. Interesting. So for some reason, these ranges based on previous higher time frame candles do control the movement of the price. I can't explain it, I just know it happens. So we're kind of underneath it at the moment. Oh gosh, I've got to take this phone call. Apologies, give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Unfortunately, if I get work related calls, I have to take them. All right, let's reset. So I had these levels marked off just to identify the range, and for some reason you can see the daily red candle body 50%. Prices come back to react. Doesn't mean I'm going to trade on these levels. I just would like to see how the price moves, and for some reason the price does like to move based on previous higher time frame levels, and so that's quite interesting. What else? Let me just update. So let me just clear all these lines now. Just hide them. We've got this monthly level, look, and the price has reacted off that. I did have a trade idea, but I didn't take the trade because I don't always take trades. But you can see I did have an idea that it would react. And actually, the trade that I really want to take is this swing failure down here, a bit lower down. In any case, I'm going to just delete these. And which one is that one? Let me hide that. Now let me update the volume range. So I'm just going to update this and pull it forward just to see if there's any changes. Okay, let me see. Was there a change? Yeah. So you see the point of control is actually slightly lower down now. Potentially still acting as resistance, potentially. And what I'm going to do now is just mark it off because it'll just make it easier to see if it moves. That's your point of control. Your point of control is where the most volume has been in this local range. You've got the value area high, and then you've got the value area low. Okay, and so the value area low is the low of the volume range. The value area high is the high of the volume range, and effectively the value area is where 70% of the volume has been within this range. You can change those numbers. You can change the value area to 50% if you want. You can change it to 90%. You change it to whatever you want. 70 is the default, and I know that professional traders often use 68 because they like to front run the levels. So you see that if you use 68, the value area is slightly lower. See that? But I just like to use 70% because it's what most people will use because that's the default setting. The row size I change. Now on Bitcoin, usually the row size to use is 170. Okay, that's what it looks like. But I don't think it just means there's more data. So I had it on 2500. It's just more data. Okay, just gives you more data. It's a little bit more laggy. So that's why people use slightly smaller numbers. But with the altcoins where there's lower volume, you have to use higher numbers on the row size. So that's the volume area. So that's the current volume range that we're in right now. Let me get rid of these moving averages because they're in the way. And you can see that this monthly level is offering us a bit of support at the moment. Okay, that monthly level is coming from this monthly candle close and open in November 21. Okay, that was the peak of the bull market, the end of the bull market. So when those monthly candles closed and opened, it created this level, and at the moment in the current price range, you can see that the monthly level has reacted off the price has reacted off that level a few times. There's one here, there's one here, and there's one time here. At the moment it seems like it's offering support, but that is a higher time frame level. It's a monthly level. So even though on the local time frame, the 30-minute chart, the price is reacting to that level at the moment, doesn't necessarily mean that level is gonna hold and then even if it doesn't hold for some reason, you don't really get bearish until, because it's a monthly level, because you want a monthly time frame price action to give you the bias as to whether that level is holding or not. Yeah. So we have a daily candle from yesterday. Let's have a look at the daily candle and see what it looks like. Okay. So that's a pretty normal take profit candle from yesterday. You had a green buyback, and then we had a little take profit candle there. What I see today is a little bit more taking profit and just healthy consolidation, but it's the weekend and the volume is much lower. You can see there's a little bit of less volume at the weekend, and it's basically just ranging. So we're just range bound. What I was saying yesterday was that this could range for weeks in this current range. Okay, this is the volume range, but effectively what could happen is you could get a nice large range, and all of that range could be within the context of this massive bullish expansion candle here, this green candle here. Yeah, basically every single candle that's printing at the moment after this candle is inside of that candle. So that candle at the moment is controlling the price action, and then obviously as you zoom in, this red candle is controlling the price action. So everything's within this red candle at the moment, everything's within this green candle at the moment. That's really what's happening right now. There's nothing much more to say about the price action. It's just, we're range bound and we're range locked. It's not looking bearish, it's not looking bullish, it's just looking like range bound price action in this consolidation range, waiting for the next thing to happen. No one can predict that. That's what usually happens when you have some kind of expansive move. You get this kind of prolonged consolidation, especially when you're at a key level. The key level is that we're in the highs of the overall range. Yeah, what is the overall range? Well, let me show you. Get rid of this. Let me put that into the local, rename local range, local volume range. Let me get rid of these higher time frame levels. Which one's that group one? I can get rid of that now. Right. So everything's always in a range. Then, you know, this is the range. That's your high. That's the low. That's your range. And you probably have a midpoint there. That's basically your range right now. Okay. That's it. We're range bound and we're in the top of the range. Does that mean Bitcoin is going to the moon? Or could Bitcoin go back down here? No one knows, but if we are range locked on the higher time frame, this is also very possible. It's very possible for this to happen. There's no reason to think that Bitcoin is now going to go up to $1 million. Yeah, because at the moment we are in a higher time frame range and we're coming to the highs of the range. So what usually happens when you get to this position, people get really bullish and start buying, and then we have to see if there's enough bullish momentum. The price, then what it needs to do is it needs to go get above the range high, consolidate for continuation, and that will be bullish continuation. But we're not there yet, and so we just have to wait and see. There's not much resistance, but still we're not there yet. We're still coming into the top of the range, and I'm just looking at the price range right now, if you do get a rejection somewhere in the highs here, if you do get a failed auction here and the price comes back down, then guess what? You're heading down. It doesn't have to go down in a straight run. It could do that. We just don't know. Okay. Now, in the context of the Bitcoin bull market, it's not unlikely just because people are bullish. But then the other thing that I'm also thinking to myself is that a large amount of institutional capital has been flowing into Bitcoin recently. What if they decide to take profit? You have to bear that in mind. You can't just ignore that and be oblivious to that idea. Yeah. The minute you have bigger players taking profit, they're going to be taking profit at market, and they're just going to pull the price down. And then the other thing is, you have a large amount of leverage in this upward move, and I'm going to show you that. And what if those leverages get massively liquidated? Everything changes, at least for the short term. Everything changes. Now, to me, it looks like we're in a wave 3, so potentially the wave 3 could continue, and my idea of continuation would be to about $72,000, $70,000 to $72,000. But no one can predict the future. This could just continue and continue. I mean, if we were to draw some kind of channel here, that, you know, we are kind of coming into this, we are coming into different types of resistance, or maybe that one, you know, like which channel is the right one. There is one there actually. Look, these highs, look at that. It's not a little bit higher, maybe there. And this midpoint is a bit of an area, because here you can see there was some kind of, there was something going on here and here. Okay. And as the price dropped and came back up, it did kind of form something here. So it's just an idea. It's not something to be traded, but could the price try to get up, push up, push up, push up, and then drop? Yes, I could. This price could just continue to just slowly grind up, grind up, grind up, grind up, grind up. People will be buying into those price increases, but still kind of pushing up against this midpoint of this channel, and then drop. Okay, for a pullback, you could totally do that. A lot of things can happen, but effectively we are still in a range. We are still in a higher time frame range, and I think the minute we leave the range, what you need to see is, you need to see the price get above. Let me get rid of this channel now, because I don't want to bias analysis. You need to get above this all-time high. You need to back test it or consolidate, and then that's when you get price discovery continuation. Now, in price discovery, the price can move very fast and very quickly, simply because there's no previous price history and there's no previous volume data. So the only way that we can analyze future targets will be based on fib extensions and trend-based fib extensions. Okay, and we're not there yet, so there's no real need to do that. Okay, the other thing that will be interesting to see is if and when we pass the all-time high, whether there's going to be a squeeze. I think it's very unlikely that we don't hit the all-time high. It'd be very weird to come all the way this far and literally, only about 12% away from the all-time high to not get there. Okay, I think that would be very weird, but because the price is already overextended quite significantly, we have to see who takes profit at the all-time high. We don't know how the price is gonna behave. Last time we crossed the all-time high, I'll show you. Where was it? It was here. So let me just do so what actually happened, if I zoom in just so that people can have a look, this was our, like, you could almost argue this is where we're at now, this candle here, because we kind of stopped underneath the all-time high. Took another 3 weeks of price consolidation and we took the all-time high. You see, in the previous price run, you see there was the all-time high was taken out, so there was an SFP trade off the all-time high, previous all-time high. The price went all the way down, it pulled back all the way down from the all-time high by about 11%. It took out the liquidity from the previous candle low here, and then when it closed right back up above this previous high, it exploded, it continued. Okay, so it'd be interesting to see if this kind of price action can be replicated now at our current all-time high. Effectively what I'm suggesting is something like this, to see whether that happens again. We are kind of, it does look like we could be close to it, not this week. Get rid of this. And the all-time high is actually here. This is the index chart. So we're still away from it, but you know, just a swing failure down, and then I don't know, the next week is like that, and then April you just smash up through the all-time high. Next month, just continuation. That would be very similar to here, this price action here. Okay, have to see how that plays out. Okay, it's possible though. This is possible. I do like it, actually, looking at it now, thinking about it. 4 weeks ranging in this current range, the price getting very volatile in this higher range now, and then for there to be some kind of swing failure followed by a dump about 10%, and then all the way back up. I don't really see anything in this price range except that it is a little bit droopy. I don't know if I like that, to be honest with you. But, you know, this is how you can squeeze up for shorts to enter. Yeah. And let me just kind of have this. There's something going on here. Potentially something going on here. Look. But actually the outside of the line is there. You know, there was a little bit of a triangle which we kind of fell through. But maybe there's more of a kind of wider triangle going on here. So let me just try and figure this out. With this tool here, this triangle tool. Not that one, that one. I won't do it too precisely. It does look like there's something going on here. Yeah. I don't know, like, we are pretty much at the end of it though, that's the thing. We haven't really gone down to the bottom of it. So it's hard to see. There is something going on. I don't know what it is, but it's triangles or it's rectangles, but that's that's what's going on. Let's have another look at this. No. Just move that there. It's not a great breakout though. If there was a triangle here, look how lazy the drop was. But there's definitely some kind of trend line to be broken on the highs here. And usually what I would do is just take the top, the furthest extent, because if the price does go up, then that would look right, you know, just into that. Even though there might be more of an arbitrary line here, there, which looks right, what can happen is the price can go up, fake everyone out, and then drop down. But actually what it really did was just come up to that line there. Yeah. So what I prefer to do when I draw these lines is just take the furthest extent and do it like that, because so I don't get faked out. And actually that wouldn't look too bad, and potentially that would be a nice short. Actually, looking at that, I mean, nice short. Let me have a look at my local volume range. That will be into the point of control potentially. If it happens later on today, that would be back into the point of control for short. So you're looking at it like somewhere there. If we go down a little bit and then go up, don't really know. It's hard. This range is a bit of a weird one. It is looking a little bit droopy for me right now. So I do almost want it to go down now. Yeah. I almost want the price to look right, to somehow go up and then go down, then go up, go up, and start attacking the highs again. You know, that's kind of what you want to make a nice higher time frame pattern, you know, and then to just take the highs again, go from the lows to the highs. And the range is this current candle range, isn't it? Maybe down to this daily wick low, take out the liquidity, then come all the way back up. That's kind of what you want. But at the moment I'm thinking possibly a short into the point of control and a little bit of a sell-off at the end of this week. When the weekly candle closes today, I mean, it's quite a strong bullish candle. Do we see continuation at the end of the day, or do we see a little bit of a red pullback to begin with? And I mean, there's going to be a pullback, because if you look at all of these weekly candles, apart from this one, look at this one, it just went up. But most of them, when you see they pull back a little bit, this one went up as well. So of this whole move, we had two, it just went up. But I do think possibly we're looking for a little bit of a pullback. Right. I don't really know. I can't tell. I think we are ranging, and I think there's this line that's holding the price down. And then what else am I thinking? So my trades that I had planned, well, that short, forget about that. Let me just delete all of this now. What was that one? Let's get rid of that now. Get rid of these. So we still have this untapped daily level underneath us. Let me have a look at that. Yeah. And I've got that marked out. There's this daily level. So that'll be a good place to long into the value area low and point of control. These are incorrect now because I've got this local volume. See that? So the value area low is lower. The point of control is lower. Delete those. Into this daily level, and then you have a, I still think that's the trader, this one, just all the way down into this area for a long. There's swing failure, and then you're basically targeting the highs again. I still think that's the trade, and I think actually there's potentially a short to be had somewhere here if it can come back into the point of control later on in the day, and then a little bit of a short. I think there's possibly a short in play here. If we can get this kind of price action at the end of the day, beginning of the week, there's something going. It's possible. There's possible short there as well. This is all local time frame trading. On the higher time frame, when I'm thinking about the higher time frame, we're range bound. That's the problem. Like, what do you do when you're range bound? Well, you long the lows, you short the highs. But on the highest time frame, as I've already explained, that's that fractal. Delete that. That's fine. On the highest time frame, you know, we're coming into the highs of this range, and this is the range. But that's not going to just suddenly turn around. It could take weeks or months. If it's going down, it could. That's what it's going to take. It's not just going to. We're not going to see a sudden rejection. And I think we're so close to the all-time high. It makes no sense that we don't take the liquidity. If we don't take the liquidity for whatever reason, it looks bearish, but the reality is it's bullish, because then there'll be a lot of shorts above both of these highs. So if the price in the future does get back up, you would have like a crazy squeeze, because you'll be liquidating shorts at above this high and above this high. There'll be like a cascade, and actually this doesn't look bearish, because look, that doesn't look bearish. That if that was to form, that would actually still look quite bullish. So if we don't manage to take the high, I'm not going to be bearish. I think on the highest time frame, that's what I'm looking at now. If you were to suddenly lose a major support and resistance line here like that, that would be very. Then that would be really bearish. But also in a sense, that would be a really great buy opportunity. And I think, as always, I'm always thinking the context is Bitcoin and the Bitcoin bull market and the Bitcoin halving and the Bitcoin ETFs and the Bitcoin bull run and the general sentiment of the markets being extremely bullish. And you can see that because when you look at the SPX, look, all-time highs. That's not bearish, that's bullish, isn't it? It's bullish. Look at that run. It's like this whole thing is a V-shaped recovery. That whole thing is a V-shaped recovery. That's a bullish recovery on the SPX. That's bullish. It's bullish. And as long as people are bullish, Bitcoin is bullish, because Bitcoin, crypto, is a risk-on asset, and so is crypto. So as long as this is just looking crazy bullish, we don't really have to worry. And so I don't really, it's an election year in America, it's an election year in the UK. And the other thing that I'm thinking to myself is, like, what the worst things that could have happened have happened. We had COVID, we have had a war, like potentially a world war, Russia and Ukraine and the rest of the world, and then we had war in the Middle East. Yeah, so many bad things happen. So many bad things happen in crypto, FTX collapsing, and Binance getting sued by the SEC. And look at where we are. We're back at the all-time high. So in that context, I'm actually thinking it's very difficult to be bearish. Yeah, and I think when people suddenly get bearish, what tends to happen is they sell and the price just goes up. So I'm not thinking the price is just going to suddenly somehow go down. I think it'll be, if it went down like that, you'll be really surprised, because suddenly what you'll get is the price will just be bought up like that, and you'll end up with a V shape in the context of where we are now in the bull market. That's what I would expect if suddenly something like that would happen. I think we should all consider it as a buy opportunity, and we'd be looking for longs, not for shorts. It'd be very difficult to short in the context of the wider market. But anyway, these are the kind of local trades that I have in mind in the price action. This would look quite good if that happened, and it doesn't have to go up, even though there's a long opportunity here. You know, this could just continue. You could just be forming some kind of, you know, it does look like it could form some kind of downward triangle, wedge type triangle for a breakout lower like that, you know. And it would look like, looking at it now, it would look okay here if that was the form. Even this would look okay as well. A lot of things could look okay, but some things definitely don't look okay, and so you just have to contemplate what looks right and what doesn't look right. What else is there? I don't know if I can see any kind of harmonics at the moment. It's very different to lower down to this. This is very different. This is a very different consolidation. For all intents purposes, this was extremely bullish. Yeah, extremely bullish. We were making higher lows here. I was not bearish at all here, and the context of not being in the highs. The highs now, we're in the highs now. So the price action is slightly different. Okay. And then let me just quickly have a look at the order flow on XO to see if XO is saying anything interesting. I'm going to zoom out. Have a big liquidation here in the drop this morning. See that liquidation bubble? That's longs being liquidated. When I look at the OI falling, it fell 19 million. Drop in OI. Longs closing out, just being liquidated. Usually when you get these liquidations, the price reverses. You can see how the OI really dropped there. So a lot of, effectively what was happening was that a lot of people were longing in all of this price range, and they got stopped out. They were longing for higher, but the price just kept on going lower, and it just liquidated them, and now we're trading back above their liquidation levels. I am still seeing bullish divergences on CBD. Okay, on the, if I go to a higher time frame, I can show you it. You see how the CBD line is going down, and the price on aggregate we're making higher lows. Yeah, so the price is going up and the CVD is going down. That does mean that you're still getting larger limit longs absorbing the sells. Yeah, that's what's happening in this whole range. It doesn't mean the price is going to go to the moon. It just means there's heavy absorption from longs in this price range, and that's nothing. So there's nothing different from what I've been seeing from lower down from the 30s. Really, this has been continuous. So this is actually bullish CVD divergences. It doesn't mean the price can't go down. It just means that you know that the price is being absorbed by big longs. Okay, this is something to bear in mind. Let me have a look at some other things. Okay, nothing new here. Let me have a look at these other ones. This is a TPO chart, so it's based on time. And you can see the different sessions. So you have again, you've got some bullish CVD. You can clearly see it. The CVD line going down. You've got some got a good support down here at 60380. I think I've got that marked off. Let me have a look at this one instead. So right now, the point of control as far as time is concerned is lower down. See that? So there is a little bit of divergence, I think. Look. These are based on daily time frames. So if I was to show you, let me just get rid of all that data now. Put that all into a group. Keep that. Get rid of these. If I just take the volume data from today, so right now the volume just for today, you can see that the point of control is at, this is based on volume. Okay, so oh, actually that's incorrect. My bad. I've got to pull it further. Okay, that's correct. Okay, so the volume right now on today is, the point of control is at 61782. Okay, that's fine. So there's no divergence between the time point of control and the volume point of control. Sometimes you get a little bit of divergence, but at the moment the time and the volume are actually at the same point, and it looks like just for today that's holding the price, and this is the range just for today. Yeah, I can't really see anything there. It's just I was looking for something, but it didn't show me what I wanted to see. Let me have a look here again. I used to be able to combine these, and I can't. Maybe that's it. Sorry. Might actually have to open up a different chart. Let me try this, because I'm trying to do something I'm trying to merge the data and I don't know why I can't do it. So I'm just going to open up extra charts on the desktop and see if I can do it on that. Because usually on the web you could have done it, but it's not allowing me. Let me just change my screen to that. Or you can't see anything because I can't see anything. Can't you see anything? Oh yeah, there. You see that? Nope. Can't see anything. It's black. Why is it black? So annoying. It's weird. I can't. I can see it, but you guys can't. It's really annoying. All right. What a fail. I should test this stuff out. All right. Sorry about that. Go back to that. Might have to reload my my templates because I want to. I usually was able to merge the data, and I can't do that at the moment. I don't know why. It used to be here. Maybe it's because it's on daily. Right, we get it. All right, let's just go back to our analysis. All right, I think that's pretty much. I don't really have anything more to say unless there's any questions. Any questions? It's kind of what I'm looking at right now, right? For today, potentially. And of course, I'm only if this does this will I take the trade. I'm not just going to randomly short or long. I'm just looking for this kind of price action. You know, if this happens, then I'll be looking to take the trade. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not really fussed. I'm only going to take trades where the price does what I'm expecting and where I have an invalidation. Okay, that's how I trade, and that's how I'm looking to trade. All right, that's Bitcoin. Oh wow, little dump and then back up. I think ETH is just ETH BTC is it's just range bound. I really am going to actually delete all my ETH BTC data and do it again because it's become really messy. But I won't bore everyone and do it now. I'm going to have to plan it. Yeah, we're just in the range. We're just range bound. If BTC is going sideways now, it's just following Bitcoin at the moment. BTC dominance again. We came back into the range, and now the value area high is acting as resistance. So potentially, this is the 12-hour chart. The next 12 hours when it closes, you know, it could do that for a pullback on BTC and to let the alts pump a little bit. Let me have a look at these total market caps. A little bit of sell-off now, but we're back in the highs. You have a look at the weekly times. Yeah, the weekly time frames are very bullish on everything, really. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to continue. This could easily be sold off next week, yeah, to form a red candle, at least a pullback. And I think what you'd be like for most people, if they're looking to enter Bitcoin, for example, I think on the weekly time frame, wherever the weekly time frame ends, the best way to enter Bitcoin safely would be on the pullback on the weekly time frame, probably around 50%. Probably that would be a really safe entry for many reasons, and you can just do a nice fib pull from, I usually do it on the body, so from the open to the close. I don't know where the close is going to be. That wasn't a fib pull, that was a volume pool. Let me do a fib pool. So a very, relatively speaking, a safe entry would be about 56,600. The reason why is because if next week you do get some kind of sell-off, for whatever reason, if it's a red candle, you'd expect it bounce. 50% gives you the safest entry, because if the price is looking to go down, then it will bounce and you'll still have a way to exit without taking a loss. Okay, and if it goes to 50% and comes right back up, then you've got a great entry. So I think in these weekly candles, if you're looking to enter, about 56,600 would be a really good entry. It's basically at the bottom of the range that I identified, which is this daily candle. Yeah, and so basically down here. It's effectively your best entry. If the price was to come down, looking to enter around here to go back up would be the best entry. If people are looking to long and position into Bitcoin on a pullback, I think buying now is a little bit mental. I think probably look to buy down here. That would be your first kind of, and then you wouldn't go all in. You never go all in if you're just scaling in, like people are looking to dollar cost average into Bitcoin. Then that's definitely probably the first place I would be thinking to start averaging in. Okay, any questions? I think. All right. Well, TRVL is in some kind of consolidation pattern right now. Okay, it's easy to see the range. I'm not sure which chart I would use to find the range. I think it's always good practice to have a look at the range on all of the charts on the local time frame, and just that will be a good place if people are looking to trade this. Then trade the range, trade the volume range. You can see the range is quite tight at the moment, but even though the range is quite tight, you're still from the top to bottom, you're still 10%, 10%, 10%. If you look at how the price has moved, down 10%, up 10%, down 10%, up 10%. We're still not down 10% yet, potentially down 10%. You know, there are ample opportunity to trade this range for people who are interested in trading the range. Yeah, at the moment it looks like to me that we're just consolidating. We had this breakout and now we're consolidating. I think all of the exchanges are pretty much doing the same thing. I can't see any kind of real big differences. They're all pretty much doing the same thing, which is good to see, because you want to see that. KuCoin has a little bit of, the point of control on KuCoin is slightly higher up. The volume on KuCoin has dropped compared to in the past. And what's happened is that the volume on Bybit has increased, or is increasing. Okay, it's interesting. I prefer Bybit actually. I think if Bybit was to determine the price action, that would be better. But here, look, there's a big difference on Bybit. See, so on Bybit, actually, the point of control is much higher up, and the volume range is slightly higher than the other exchanges. And as you can see, we're pretty much trying to hold this volume range, and we might have to go, if we lose it, we might have to put in some volume here before we go back up. I don't know. I can't tell. The fact that we've broken up from this previous high and we're still in the highs is basically bullish consolidation. Now, bullish consolidation doesn't always look bullish. Bullish consolidation sometimes can look bearish. Yeah. And Could be doing something similar to Bitcoin. I can see there's some kind of, there's something going on here. You know, it could do something similar to Bitcoin. Go up, down. It could be forming a flag. Eventually it gets enough liquidity and then it goes up. Could be doing that. Don't know. But something that I've mentioned in the past, and so let me just go back to MEX actually, because something I've mentioned in the past, and let me just get rid of these brush strokes, and let me just have a look at the previous range. I think the previous range is quite important. Obviously, we've got this kind of significant breakout, and we're trading the last 2 days. Look, the next day was a continuation and we didn't get an immediate sell-off. So it was very, you can clearly see that the price action is different to here, because here you had a breakout and then it just sold off into a red candle. Here we had a breakout and then a continuation, and now effectively we're consolidating in that price range right now. That's kind of where we are right now. And I think this daily level, even though we've cleared it, is going to have to play a role. Okay, now on all the exchanges, this daily level is slightly different. Good morning, David. Welcome. Good morning, Shushant Kumar. Shushant Kumar is asking a question and I'm going to answer it. His question is, does future market follow spot or spot follow spot? I think I've answered this question before. Which market follows which? I think the market with the most volume drives the market. At the moment, the derivatives market has the most volume, and so actually I think it's the futures market will be driving the price. And what happens is that you have all of these different exchanges with all of these different prices, and spot has a different price to futures, etc, etc, etc. And then what you have is you have these bots which are buying and selling, and they're performing arbitrage. So if the price is less on one exchange, it will buy, and if the price is more on another exchange, the same, it's not the same bot, but it's from the same kind of setup, will sell, and then they take the profit, and then they'll settle the difference between the price at the end of their settlement period. Probably it's every 24 hours. And so then they'll exchange value between exchanges to rebalance their settlement period. Okay. And so you have all of these bots. Let's say you have company X, and they'll have bots in all of these exchanges, and they'll have their capital in Bitcoin and in US dollars on all of these exchanges. Then they'll have these little bots, and they know where the prices are fluctuating, and they'll just buy and sell, buy and sell. And if it's lower, they'll buy, and if the same amount somewhere else, they'll sell, and they'll pocket the percentage, and then at the end of the settlement period, they'll rebalance their Bitcoin and their USD. But when it comes to, so that means that if one exchange is seriously selling, then all of these bots are going to be buying lower on that one exchange, and then in all of the exchanges they'll be selling higher and pulling the whole, they'll be equalizing the price between the exchanges. So if you're getting heavy selling in one exchange, which is pushing the price down, okay, then you've got these bots buying the price in that exchange, and then they're selling the price in these other exchanges. That's kind of how the markets move. So there's always a difference between the price, and actually it's the exchanges with the volume that will drive the price. The volume matters. Okay, and so right now Binance has the most volume. So if you're getting heavy buying or heavy selling on Binance, that basically drives the price, and most of the volume is in the futures market. So naturally, that's where the price is going to be moved. That's where that's driving the price. Okay. So when you have leveraged longs on the futures market, they're buying a significantly amount of more Bitcoin on borrowed value. That's pushing the price up because they're buying market. They're buying market and they're pushing the price up. So whatever has the most volume pushes the price. If spot has the most volume, spot will drive the price, because the bots will just do the same thing. They'll buy and sell. They'll buy and sell. So if there's volume, if there's buy volume, the bots will start selling into that volume, or they'll be buying up elsewhere, rebalancing the exchanges. It's really the volume that drives the price. Okay, it doesn't really matter where it comes from, but because most of the volume is in the futures market, that's probably where the price is being determined. Probably. Okay, probably where it's being determined. But the thing about the spot, there's a caveat. You see, in the futures, there's a lot of leverage, and so positions are opening, closing all the time at market. In spot, you can't really see that. You can't see price being absorbed. Okay, it's not easy to see that. And often with spot, what happens is it doesn't push the price, but you get divergences where the spot market is absorbing the selling, which is coming from the other markets. Okay, and you can't see that. So the spot can push the price up, but it doesn't push the price up. What it actually does is it absorbs the price from going down, and the spot market can do that. And then in the future, when there's a distribution, the spot market can prevent the price from going up, because then you'll have big spot positions start getting distributed into the price, absorbing the price. You can't really see that. It's very difficult to see that. So I think the most volume drives the price. Now, for charting Bitcoin, I use the Bitcoin inverse derivatives, inverse perpetuals, and if you go to coin market cap, you can see the volume. Look at this, 24-hour volume. Markets, where is it? Exchanges, there it is. Trading volume. What is that, GroveX? What is GroveX? Don't know. Never heard of them. Oh, this is spot. You see that? Binance, $24 billion, 24 hours. Derivatives, Binance, 67 billion. All the volume is on spot, and Bybit comes second at 19 billion. This is overall, yeah. This isn't just Bitcoin, but you can clearly see that the volume is in derivatives, yeah, significantly more in derivatives. So on Binance it's about 3x, but on Bybit it's probably about an 11 or a 10x, 12x. So the derivatives is actually driving the market. The trading volume is driving the market. Okay, that's really what's pushing the price around the futures. Yeah. DEX is relatively small. See that? The DEX markets are very small in comparison. Like PancakeSwap, 266 million. It's not much in comparison to the centralized exchanges. And Bybit. I use Bybit inverse perpetuals to chart because it seems to be the most accurate for Bitcoin. It seems to be the most accurate chart. So the values are correct. The problem with Binance, the Binance chart, is that you get scam wicks with Binance. Binance is a bit of a dodgy, a very nefarious, malaligned exchange. Binance doesn't really work in the interests of their customers. And so sometimes with Binance, if you're on a spot, it doesn't matter. But if you're on a leverage position with Binance, sometimes you can get closed out for no reason. If I was to compare the prices from Binance to Bybit, you'll see. Let me show you quickly. Let me just compare them side by side so you can have a look. $12, that's fine. See that? So look, let me show you. It's very easy to see. For me it is anyway. On the right side is Binance, and the liquidity from the low of this wick was taken. So if you had a leverage position, you would have been stopped out. So when you get stopped out of leverage, Binance makes money. Okay. And here on Bybit inverse perpetuals, you don't get stopped out. See that? Who was right in this situation? Well, Bybit was right, because Binance took your money and Bybit didn't take your money, and the price went up. So if you're on Bybit, you were safe. With Binance, you're not safe. Yeah. Now, this happens a lot on Binance, and that's the problem. On Binance, what happens is the exchange knows where people's stop positions are, and what the exchange will do is they will purposely try and stop people out. All the exchanges do, to be honest with you, but Bybit is a little bit fairer in the way they behave. Okay, and you see a lot of this, and sometimes on Binance you're going to get wicks which don't necessarily do what they ought to do. You don't get it as much as we used to. Binance, it used to be much worse. Yeah. Anyway, this is just observation. Yes, use this one. Inverse perpetual. This one, the BTC USD perpetual contract, Bybit. Okay. This is the chart to use. So a lot of the professional traders, so Sushant Kumar is asking, so it's better to watch the BTC USD Bybit future perpetual. Yes, that's correct. This is the chart to use. The one that I'm using is the right chart. The only thing about this chart is if you want historic data, it doesn't have it. So if you go back in time, you only have data to when Bybit launched the Bitcoin on this inverse perpetuals. So if you want to see historic data, what I do is I use the index. And so on the index, I don't really use the index for volume data. I only use the index for price, average price information. When you want to see historic price information going back to 2009, just use the index. Okay. And that will give you all of the price data going all the way back to the beginning of Bitcoin. And then obviously I'm using the log chart. But then if you want to use for trading or for calculating values to see if something is what's happening, I use Bybit inverse perpetuals, this one. The BTC USD perpetual contract, USD, not USDT, USD. There is a Bybit BTC USDT, but that's not inverse perpetual. That's just normal perpetual contract. Okay. So that's just something to note. So just going back to TRVL, let me just quickly, I just wanted to, so I mean the week is about to close. And I think we have a really good week, actually. Let's just be honest. Let's not beat around the bush. That's a really good close. Look at that. For many reasons, but for me the main reason was that we are back into this range here. Okay, this is the range that I was interested in, and effectively what I'm suggesting is that all of the price action from this range has now been reversed, and also potentially the volume. I'm suggesting that potentially we've moved up. Okay, that's what I'm suggesting. I think that now it's very unlikely. No one can predict the future. I don't know the future, but I think it's very unlikely that we go down now. Okay, I think that's very unlikely. I just can't see it happening. We'd have to lose this higher time frame trend line. We'd have to lose this SR flip on the higher time frame. I just think it's really unlikely. I don't know, but I just think it's really unlikely. Okay, and we're back into this range. I've marked this range out before, and if I was just to mark it out again, this is the weekly time frame, but if I drew a value area, let me just do it from here. Maybe, let me see. See that we kind of, it's quite a short range here. Let me try and have a look on KuCoin to see if it's slightly better. Maybe I need to change it from the weekly time frame. Let's try it to there. This is slightly wider. It's hard with these exchanges because let me go to the 3-day chart and see if I can get better information here. I'm going to have to clean my charts up. Get rid of these levels now. They're not relevant. Potentially that weekly level is still, the one that we crossed is still relevant, but actually there's a higher one there. And this higher one here looks a bit weird. That's probably why I use MEX. But let me just have a look at this. Kind of back in the range. I think 6 cents was quite a significant level, because you see how the point of control is here at 6 cents. You see that? And look at where we are. We've cleared all that liquidity's gone now. It went before and now it's really cleared, and now we're just kind of back in that range. And we're just going level to level, range to range. And that's what we're doing right now. And I'm hoping and expecting that we get consolidation here or we continue. All right. Let me just quickly go back to MEX. And let me just kind of pull that fib retracement. Which one was it? There it is. And for me, this is the most interesting one, because it's the we're above the 236. You see that? And you see how, like right now, the previous range value area high with the prices just into it right now. But this wick up has been really powerful because it's cleared a lot of liquidity, and that's kind of what you want. You want the liquidity to be cleared. If we do get a pullback now, then I really just want the 236 at 55 cents to hold. Okay, if it doesn't hold, then at least you have the back test of this trend line. Okay, so you have a few areas where the price can fall back into support. Yeah, and you just want to see support now. I think what we want to see is for the price to find support. Okay, Now, could it find support in this range? Yes. Does it need to go lower? It's possible. No one can predict that. But here, this is the 236 line here. So potentially that's your line in the sand. And at the very least, if we do kind of fake out to the downside, then I kind of want the top of this previous wick. I know on MEX the wicks are a bit weird, so it's very kind of hard to see the price because of the volume and the way the price moves. I think this 236 is the right one. Just looking at it. Srishant Kumar is asking, are you using logarithmic chart? Yes. I always use log. I never use the regular chart. I used to use the regular chart when I was first trading, and I got into so much trouble using it. Just doesn't work. So I use log. So there's a weekly level here. It's a historic weekly level. So that I think that's our kind of at the very least, that kind of coincides with the value area high of this range here. Almost coincides. So potentially that's the upper part of our range. If we're ranging now, then maybe that's the upper part. And I think just this 236 is the lower part of our range. And then we just have to see how this forms. Yeah. Do we range or do we continue? That's a good question. No one knows that. No one can predict that. Look, right now you see the weekly level. That's where the price is consolidating. It's almost like in some kind of triangle. Almost. It's kind of very balanced. Up, down, up, down, up. See that? It's really kind of, it's like a ruler that snapped and now it's going. That's what's happening right now of the price. And eventually that price will squeeze for something else. And then even if it squeezes for something else, if it goes down, you're into support. And then if it goes up, we don't know really. We don't know how the price is going to behave. Do we get another kind of injection of volume to just continue this move? I don't know. Okay. Now, I think it depends, because this week I'm expecting some things like the governance documents being released. Let's see. There's a few things that are coming out of Dtravel. Dtravel have started to advertise now. So on the Telegram group, if I was to show you the Telegram group, I'll do that quickly now. You can look, I'm going to show you. It's a bit of a spam. There's a lot of spam in the Telegram group right now, but I just want to show you so you see what I see. Look at this, new operator signups. Look at these new operator signups. And why is there a new operator signups all of a sudden? Look at all of that. Because I posted it in the Telegram group. Look at that. Look at that. New booking process, operator. This is why. Advertisements. Finally, this is the Instagram ad for Dtravel. And then there's another one. There's a Facebook ad as well. This is the Facebook ad. That's good, huh? So this is quite an interesting development. And let's just see how this plays out in the price. That's what I'm seeing right now. I think this is kind of it. We're on support. We're potentially under resistance. Let me just put all of that into a little group. It's good to have these things. Keep that horizontal. Anything else? I mean, what's interesting about the price as well on a higher time frame, weekly time frame, this has continued. See that? And the trajectory of this is pretty nice. Like when I'm contemplating the trajectory of this, if I take it to the last low, down to this low, which one would you take? Probably this one here. That one, you see that? And you could potentially just clone it out to come here, potentially. Doesn't really matter. If we were to follow this, if this is our bull market line now, yeah, if this is our trend line, our bull market trend line that we're all following, by March 25, the minimum price is about 64 cents. That'll be the minimum price. If this trend now, you know, if this just if you just do that by March 25, in 1 year's time will be a 10x from where we are now, just by continuing the way we're going. I'm not even contemplating impulsive moves or exchange launches or anything like that. Okay, that's quite interesting. And then by June, July, August, September, by September 25, August, September 25, we're at $2 or $2.2 or something like that. Oh shit, my screen is not visible. There, sorry. My bad. So there, have a look. Oh, and looks like BTC is breaking the triangle. Let's have a look. Oh, look at that. Perfect. There you go. Done. See? No, there's no trade to take there because that's not, I planned something else and it didn't happen. See that? Don't take the trade. That's really bullish. Look. Wow. So the next short to have is this up here. Just looking at the price now. If we can SFP that level there. Let me put an alert on there. That'll be a good place to short. Potentially. It's kind of coming into the value area high. So what you want to see now is this kind of zoom in a little bit. This one's invalidated. Didn't take it. So get rid of all of that. If we get a swing failure there, that'll be a good short. And then let me just quickly have a look at the XO charts to see why. Oh gosh. All right, so let me just explain what just happened. This is a 1.1 million long came in, open interest. It's actually 840,000. So longs and shorts at the same time. And then here, shorts closed and a big short closed and a big short closed. And now what's happened is a big longs have entered. See that? 11 million increase in open interest. 13 million volume. And the aggregate. So shorts and longs are entering here together, but it's mostly longs. And this one is mostly long. So you've got a bit of longing now. And that's usually what happens when the price... First, it's the shorts that close, and then it's the longs that enter. And the longs always enter late. But what you want to see is you want to see some kind of liquidation to take out the previous high here. So this is the area of interest right now here. Slightly higher up. So if I go into this chart, and we might not get it because you could be forming something else. Is there anything else? Like that? No. I wouldn't short unless I saw that. I'll just wait. Okay, but that's really good. Like, we want that to happen because we want the altcoins to pump. No one cares about Bitcoin, really. We just want the altcoins to go up. So actually, the value came from ETH. You see that? You see how ETH dropped? And if I go to Bitcoin dominance, it should have gone up. See that? So what's actually happened is you see that price that just went up? It was from ETH. So you were asking me where is the value, the move, where is the price coming from? Well, in this case, it's coming from ETH. Someone has sold a lot of ETH straight to Bitcoin and just pushed the price up. And that's what's happened here. Okay. And that's why Bitcoin dominance goes up, because that effectively that spot. You asking me what's driving the market? Well, right now that was a spot which was driving the market. So the volume was for spot, but at the same time, when you look at the when you're looking at XO charts, you can also see that we had some closes here. Look, some shorts were closing too at the same time. So it's possible that someone closed their shorts and then they bought Bitcoin on spot, and they didn't buy it from USDT, they bought it from ETH. So these are whales that are moving the market right now. All right, does that make sense? And it's not always the same. There's no like always this happens. Sometimes it's not. It's the whales that are moving the market, and sometimes it's other factors. Let's see how that looked on TRVL. Yeah, so look at that. TRVL went up with Bitcoin. Perfect. That's what I want to see. And let me have a look at the Bitcoin chart. Actually, this is looking more bullish than the USDT chart, because we've got more of a flat correction here, and at the moment we're consolidating above the value area high, and we're above the point of control. So I think the Bitcoin TRVL against Bitcoin is looking a little bit stronger than the TRVL against USDT, which is what we want to see, because we want to see continuation on TRVL. Okay, I don't really see anything else. This is looking good, looking really good. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of, you see, it's just kind of doing that. Sushant is asking me, am I holding Mate? Okay, so Sushant, most of my value is in TRVL. Okay. And then I do have a couple of other tokens at the moment. I have this one, Cube, which had a little pullback, but I'm holding this for a longer period. And the reason why I've got this is because I'm seeing some kind of, I did an analysis on this and I like this token. You can't see it, but it looks bullish to me. Let me see, where is the other chart that I was looking at? Cube. Was it on Gate? I can't remember. Look at these two. Oh yeah, I remember. It wasn't on the charts. I did a full analysis on Cube, and I took a. It's more of a trade really. It's not on. I don't really like. The big one that I'm holding is TRVL. Let me have a look. Why did I do this again? Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Can't remember why I bought it. Yeah, it hasn't run yet. Look, it launched last year, and it hasn't really run yet. You see that? It's just been down. Okay, so this hasn't run, and there's a little bit of volume here. I'll show you. So there's a little bit of volume here on Cube. As it price dropped, and it launched and then the price just dropped, and then you have a little bit of volume here, and so there's a little bit of liquidity there, and I think we're at a really important level, and there's a long consolidation range down here, and I think what happens is once we get back up there, which will happen eventually, then it's going to be quite a fast run up, because there isn't really much volume up. And so what I was looking at this is I was actually looking at the targets. That's why I was interested in this. So when I did a full target from the current price action, it's like a 300x, and I don't really see much resistance in the way, which is why I'm interested in this token. There isn't really much resistance, and the reason why there's not much resistance is because look how fast the price just dropped. It just came down. So really the only resistance in our way right now is here. As far as I'm concerned on Cube, there's only one bit of resistance. Once we get past that, I think this is just going to go basically. That's what I think. And then you're going to really go crazy. So I'm actually quite interested in the price action here. And then why am I so bullish on TRVL? I'll show you. Hi, Shamila Ralph. Welcome. How are you? So this is the back end of the Dtravel. This is the back end of the Dtravel hosting site. And so if you don't know Dtravel, this is Dtravel. This is TRVL is their token. This is Dtravel, and TRVL is their token, right? And effectively, this is Dtravel. So this is my site. So what I was able to do is I was able to create a website on Dtravel, and I'm able to list my apartments on Dtravel. So these are my apartments. This is me, my brother, and I'm an Airbnb superhost. So on Airbnb, this is me. Look, I've been doing it for many years. I've got almost 5-star reviews, 166 reviews. All my properties are there. I've been doing this for a long time. Okay, and these are all my reviews. See that? Got a lot of reviews. And I listed my property. I was involved in the beta of Dtravel, and since it went live, I mean, since the beta, that's like 1.5 years ago to the current date, I've had 15 bookings, and most of that has been in the beta, and that's how much I've transacted peer-to-peer, through peer-to-peer transactions, just through people booking my accommodations. And all of this is peer-to-peer. Okay, see, completed. This is all peer-to-peer. And see, this is real value that has been transacted peer-to-peer through Dtravel. That's why I'm so bullish, because these are the fundamentals, and I'm one of potentially tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of hosts with properties who are on Airbnb, who, why wouldn't they have a direct booking site like this? Yeah, it's so easy to create. On Dtravel, you can create in 10 minutes, and you can basically rent out your properties. This is one of my properties, okay, in London. You can check the availability, you can reserve it. Have a look. Pay in crypto or credit card, Google Pay, Klarna, whatever this is. And what happens, what people don't realize, they should, because I don't know why it doesn't say here, but the insurance package when people book with Dtravel is better than Airbnb. Okay, and this transaction, all of these transactions are on chain. Okay, you see that? Every single one of these these transactions are fiat, so they're not on chain. This transaction's on chain, but the booking is on chain. So all of that booking data is stored on chain, and this is just the first iteration of the future. This is just peer-to-peer transactions for short-term vacation rentals, which I've proven this system, you can see, and I've got another booking coming up. So this is real world value. This isn't fake. Like, that's all of this value has come to me. Okay, all of these reservations have been processed. All of these people who've booked these places are real people. Yeah, going, look, you can see the dates, 2004, 2003, October, and all the way back to the beginning. But the real value, the real future value is in the new white paper that's just been launched. So if you go to the website, have a look at the protocol, have a look at, and I've done a video on this, on the night protocol. Okay, I just did it a couple of days ago. This night protocol is potentially game changing for the whole industry. So just go and have a look. It's quite technical, but effectively what they're trying to do, and I'll show you quickly if I can find the right page. This is it. So right now the industry operates like this. So you have Airbnb, you have VRBO, you have booking.com with multiple APIs that connect to different supply managers, and then they connect to different properties. So you have a lot of APIs. It's quite complicated, and they all have their own kind of processes and their own software and their own systems, and none of them speak to each other. So you have all these APIs. So it's quite a complicated setup, and it's quite costly. It's costly and it's not efficient, and it's time consuming. And what Dtravel is trying to do is they're creating this night protocol on the blockchain, and so they've already created it, and so that happened last month. So all of the booking information is now on chain. So the night protocol was released, and so the first thing that Dtravel did is what they created peer-to-peer transactions, which I've already proved that system. That's all proved. That all works. And now they've launched this night protocol, and effectively what they're going to do is they're prototyping this new system, and what they're going to do is allow for these big OTAs to share and sell their data, so they can actually, in the future, they'll be able to make money from the data, whereas right now they're not making money from the data. So it effectively has the power to change the business models of all of these big operators, OTAs, because then they can share their data and they can sell their data on the blockchain, where other OTAs and the other operators and supply managers can connect to their data and they can pay them. And the utility for that, the gas, is going to be TRVL. That's why I'm really bullish, because this is a game changer for the industry, and we're right at the beginning, and no one is doing this, so this is the first of its kind. So there's no competition really. And if you can imagine a future where everything is going to Web3, then this takes vacation rentals to Web3, and it takes all of Web2 to Web3. And you don't necessarily have to eliminate Web2 companies, but what you're doing is you're eliminating all of the shit that they have to put up with, deal with, all of that crap. And you're basically transitioning that to this, and TRVL becomes the gas for that. So they're prototyping this model. If you looked at the Dtravel site, I'll show you quickly. On Twitter, if you have a look, they launched a video from this guy, from Boostly, not this guy. This is a really influential consultant in the travel industry. So he's the one doing the toing and froing, the negotiating between the big travel agencies, Airbnbs, etc. And this guy, so he is from Boostly, and they've got thousands and thousands of properties, and they're gonna pioneer this new setup, this new model. So they're the ones who are going to pioneer this, and once they pioneer this and once they test this, and you've got this proof of concept, then Dtravel are going to take that with the results to all of the bigger OTAs, the Airbnb, the Booking, and show them this is going to save you money, and this is going to make you money if you come on board. And so eventually, I think there's a potential in the future where you're going to have all of these big online travel agencies invest into this, and TRVL is going to be the gas for that. So I think this is big. I think this is huge, and we're at the beginning of something really big. And that's just, don't even kind of just ignore. I mean, I'm just, my experience is what I know from my experiences with Airbnb and with what I saw in the bookings, which I've processed here. But this isn't even it. This is just something. This isn't, I mean, this isn't even a laughing matter. This is a serious matter, but this isn't even the real value. This is just a peer-to-peer transactions where people can book my property directly, and where this is already valuable, but the real value is going to be in this. Okay, that's why I'm really bullish on Dtravel. Okay, and if it, I mean, we're at the beginning. The token price is low. If this works, then we're all going to be laughing. Yeah. So I don't know if I helped to explain it to you, but I think it's something to look into. Do your research. So yeah, so you're asking me what other tokens am I in? Well, okay, let me go back. I actually think I'm quite bullish on this, just simply because I don't really see much resistance on the way back up, and this token hasn't run yet. And the other thing is, I don't see, after the token launched, I don't really see crazy selling, you know, like you could argue that this is selling, but actually this is just accumulation. Okay, this is just accumulation. This isn't really, I mean, there was some selling, but I don't think the founders have sold their tokens. That's what I'm looking at the charts. I don't see crazy volume in this down move. I think it's a very weak down move. Yeah, it's a very weak down move. The only volume that I see is here, and potentially I think that's just accumulation. And I think once the price can get back up into that range, this is going to fly. I think this is going to really fly. So I'm quite bullish on KuCoin actually. Looking at this chart, it's very interesting for me to see. And I think once we get back up, this will fly. So I'm quite interested in that. And then the other token that I'm interested in right now is this one called HDN. I bought some yesterday. Okay. And it's a it's a DEX. It's a Web3 DEX. And just go and do your own research. It's called Hydronet. And it's got a very small market cap. Look at it. We're in accumulation range. The price is at the point of control, basically. And I think this could fly. So have a look at this as well, Hydronet. And actually, it was Smitty who showed me this. I'm just going to have a look at Hydronet. So these are the only 3 coins that I'm in at the moment. Hydronet. You see that? Go and check that out. So I'm actually just looking to be in coins which interest me as far as the price is concerned, and I'm also in coins which haven't run yet. I'm not looking to invest in coins which have already run. Yeah, this is the bull market. I want coins that haven't run yet, and usually those coins are the newer coins, and so that's what interests me right now. Hydronet interests me really. I'm going to pull it right to the top actually. Don't know why it's there. All right, I'll do that later. This one, KuCoin, interests me, and TRVL. All right, does that help? I hope that helps. Any other questions? Can you tell us the fundamental? I think that I answered your question. Huh? This is looking good. This is just what we're experiencing here with Hydronet is an accumulation range. We're at the point of control. It's very nice. This is very nice price action. We're just accumulating. It only launched in October and it's looking really nice. If anyone's interested, go and have a look at their website. I love their website. I haven't looked through all of this stuff yet. Have a look at their roadmap. So they have a lot of things coming. They've been in development for a while. And they've got some things coming, a web wallet, a web dex. This is all this year. HDN tokenomics update, research, marketing, really nice. And I don't really understand what layer 3 means. I don't. Let me click on this. Make cross-chain swaps with an order book. The Hydronet DEX consists of 3 major parts: a multi-currency wallet, an exchange with an order book feature, and a simple swap interface for one-time trades. So, okay, so it's an exchange with order books. That's quite interesting. So the Hydronet DEX offers a CEX or CEX-like experience, but in an entirely trustless manner. Users remain in full custody of their wallets and won't have to trust third parties with their funds. Since transactions are executed off-chain, there is no book that keeps track of the transaction history and therefore no need for KYC. There is no need to trust a centralized exchange with user data or funds, where centralized exchange will always run the risk of being hacked. This looks really exciting. So basically, you're getting the centralized exchange features in a DEX. That's amazing. This is really exciting. I'm really excited about this now. I'm going to buy some more. I'm going to buy more. I need more money. I don't want to sell TRVL. Not available for, see, look, not available for trading at the moment. So can you imagine when this launches and you can trade on this? It's going to be exciting. I'm excited about this. I bought it from Max. It's only on 3 exchanges as well. Or 4. 5. Join their Telegram. Nice. I've just joined their Telegram. Perfect. I should buy some more. I'm going to buy some more. All right. Let's keep on buying. Yeah. All right, guys. Any questions? I think if there's no questions, I'm probably just going to call it a day. That's not looking bullish now. It went from bullish to bearish. I want a swing failure. I don't like just entering shorts like that. I think if you're going to enter short now, you just want to lose. You want to lose the point of control. Then you could probably short if you're looking to short. And then if you're looking to long, well, again, point of control. Point of control. But I don't like trading the point of control. I like to capture the edges of the range. All right. Are there any harmonics? Don't see it. Maybe a back test on that triangle will be nice entry to long. This one. You see, we came back to it there. Look, see, and actually you can short this because if you fall back underneath, I'll show you. I'd be interested in a short if this happens. I'll show you. If we fall back underneath the point of control, I'll be interested in a short there. Okay, so it's kind of the same idea. It's just that I didn't short higher up. I let the price fall back underneath the point of control, underneath this line, and that's like a failed auction. It's like a fake out. And then there's still a short here, but it's lower down, and you're just waiting to lose the point of control. You have a really tight invalidation, simply because if that happens, you don't want that to happen. That's not what you're expecting. So you have a really easy but tight invalidation, and that's kind of roughly where you're looking to take your short. But you need the price to come back down underneath that trend line, and you need the price to come back down underneath the point of control again. And you just don't worry about that. Don't care. It doesn't matter that you didn't get in at the highs. You're looking for the best risk to reward, and you're looking for a good invalidation. And so I wouldn't take a short now, because I don't like shorting into support. I want to lose support, flip it into resistance, and then short. Okay, and so actually you could long, but then where's your invalidation? The problem with longing here is your invalidation has to be down here. Or if you come back underneath the point of control, it's quite a wide invalidation. I don't like that. Okay, so I prefer a short here. All right, we'll see if that happens. I'll be looking for a short. And actually, just looking at this price action, maybe it's better to short higher up. No, that's fine. That's in the golden pocket. That would be a fine short as well. That's kind of what I'm imagining. These are your shorts. Let's pull that. Let's pull that across to there. Let's pull that there. And then the long down here. Where was it again? It's hard. I think I would want a long down here, to be honest with you. They might not come though, that's the thing, but maybe the value very low. But you want to swing failure. So I think lower down actually. There. And set an alert on this one as well. Right. Got a couple of alerts, and then I'll just keep an eye on the price action in the middle of this range. All right. If we lose the point of control and we're losing this kind of arbitrary trend line, I will take the short. And then if we go up there and SFP that pivot, I'll take the short. We come down here, SFP this pivot here into the naked daily point of control, I'll take the long. And that's kind of my trade setup. This middle one I won't get an alert. Oh, actually I could set an alert. What you can do is just have a little alert here. Just call it short losing point of control. Okay, so now I've created 3 alerts with my 3 trade plans, and if it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't happen, just move to the next trade. It's not a big deal, you know, like who cares? No one cares. You just keep on moving to the next trade, right? That's kind of my final Bitcoin update. TRVL is looking really nice. Just keep on pumping. Oh wow, Kai is looking good. You see, I did an analysis on Kai. I said it was bullish, and it's bullish. Look, you know, I don't make this up. Actually, I do. I make it all up. Look. Now, all I want is this cube to go up. Move that up there. Oh, it's there already. There. These are my bags. These 2. Bit of a sell-off there. That's fine. I'm just not selling any TRVL. That's the thing. So just have to be patient for higher prices. Now I might what time is it now? It's 1. I could do a full analysis on something. Let me see if there's anyone. No one said anything. Right. Now, I think I'm probably going to end it unless anyone wants me to have a look. Unless anyone wants me to have a look at something. Have a good day, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Just keep on buying TRVL. Not financial advice, but you know, do your own research. Take care. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. See you tomorrow. If you have any requests, just let me know on my Twitter or on any comments. And I always look at my comments, and on Twitter, I always look at everything. So just let me know. Bye.